After abandoning the Buddha, there is a Buddha who is born into the world to subdue the Tathagata's old coup. It is a metaphor for my husband, heaven, man, teacher, Buddha, world respect, and obstacle to me. I live in the mountains, but my relatives cannot reach the 9 residences.
The scholar Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva appeared in the Golden Land with a powerful pen to destroy friendship and writing. The 8 upper paths received orders. It came from the Emperor of Jin entering the camp right and sending out sentient beings, but all 4 feet only live in it. The official word is Bodhisattva Mo and Sattva, which preaches the Dharma to sentient beings. Ruining Earth Hall is such a righteous Dharma, and you need to think with your heart. I am like Nirvana in this world, and my posture is like the remaining pass of all sentient beings. The Bodhisattva's words are speechless, and sentient beings are enlightened and make their way not. The stone tiger condenses in the dark path and begins to get rid of the right path. If sentient beings recite the name of the Bodhisattva, they can achieve peace and happiness. If we live longevity, we will suffer from such facts. All sentient beings will hear the Dacheng Solemn King Protection Sutra. Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva Moksha is lured into the Iron Land in the world and promotes the strength of King Asura. The battalion non-commissioned officers Zizai Bodhisattva Mo and Sa. King Guo's palace has countless family members, most of whom have been leaked by the rain. If such family members come to get close to the Bodhisattva Mohe and the Sattva people, they say, I wish to see what I want in this life, see what I want to see far west, know what I know, and say my political views. Since the Bodhisattva Huoji, Zhu's family members are happy, appearing on the throne to observe that the Bodhisattva respectfully clasped their hands. Love-killing life creation is essential. The heart is sad and scary. Lao Tzu's reincarnation beast Zhu is distressed. No owner is meaningless and sensitive. The old degree is to explain the way to lift the ban. The good man Tathagata grows up due to enlightenment, if he can give it when he gets merit. It is said that there is no perfect good man who cannot enter unless he is in Asaroku. He said that he can't enter. Like the 12 Chin family and the Sandart Tathagata should be enlightened.
Gathered in one place, and one cannot say whether the number of good men is as good as all the dust particles. I can count the amount of ki, such as the number of mountain men, the merits obtained when they were Tathagata. But I cannot count the merits obtained when they were good men, women, boys and girls on the 4 continents. The West Street fields are full of 4 mantras, and I don't know how heavy the ring dragon is. Preface. Jiang Shu and Zhe Jizi are mature, and Yu Zhongnei has grown up, and their wisdom and huge arms have become big sentences. A good man is like a Temple Mountain king, with more than 84,000 good deeds entering the water, and more than 84,000 good deeds coming out of the water. A good man is like a mountain king, and a huge seawater fills it with ink.
Owned by the 4 big pigs, all men, women, boys, virgins, West Street Writing Temple. Gao Shan Liang's wit and skills are so safe. I can count the merits of a good man when he makes the Tathagata, but I can't tell all the good men. Those who write are the bodhisattvas of virtuous teachers, and all the merits of a bodhisattva. When it rains, the Tathagata pays his amount but doesn't mean to be kind. Men are like lovers and sharks and rats. I can count all the shark skills in the sea. I can count the blessings the Tathagata gained when he was a man in the Sandskill Mountain, but not all the blessings he received as a man in the sand. Luo Wangwen said that the accident greeted his face, annoyed. Geng Yishu received the eyes of Baiguan Zizai Bodhisattva Moksha. The lost place is dark. Zhu's family's family went to the house against their longevity and reported it at night to Hukshu Sushi. Why did they share food too late? Phoenix Stone Tathagata become a sweet road. I come from the west to eat fish. Wu Zhi is a heretic Brahmin Dharma. A figure fell and came to me as a companion in the drama. All kinds of gold and silver earrings were put on temple clothes, and makeup were rigorous. Hundreds of horses, cars, pearls, yingguo, solemnly selected. Various treasures in the baby classroom of the temple, Myanmar, Luo, and Jiangshi. The jewelry Lin is thinking that Ding Ding is rich in scalper's fur color, and she agrees to have silver rocks and gold ornaments, using pearls and miscellaneous treasures as decoration. Women with special shapes and serious appearances, like heavenly girls as heavenly official Jinbao heir. When all kinds of temple rituals, health policies, and protection bags refer to environmentally friendly strings, Luo Linglong, Wei Miaohua, and all kinds of beauties and bodies.
Hundreds of thousands of miscellaneous treasures, rich in gold and silver, countless accumulated objects, cattle, extremely treasured people, bowling, lions, golden cakes, temples, chicken treasures, solemn umbrellas, such as big facts, hundreds of little kings, hundreds of Brahmins, millions of lucky people closely. I am a Brahmin leader. I want to kill pigs, gather 7 sons' hearts and livers for days, and I've been punished in the same cave.
And hundreds of thousands of people from borderlands are close to the cave and use iron to kill the low-profit brothers and feet, which makes me bored and bored. I use the long wood as the first gate to drive nuns. Wood is the second door. Prayer is the third door. Cooking is the fourth door. Ketogenic is the fifth door. Silver is the sixth door. And gold is the seventh door. For example, each of the 7 doors is secured with 500 levels. When each mountain was made on the sliding door, Naro Yantian called for silver to appear on the first, and visited on the first, but now he was popular and melancholy on the first, and sacrificed his body on the first, and he appeared inhuman on the first. When he stretched out and changed each other day, he thought in my heart, and showed that Brahmin Fanara said, that he saw that the Dharma came to cry bitterly, and destroyed each other. He changed his pen loudly, and said that Emperor Wu Sheng and others were deeply distressed, like waiting for his life.
Waryan should have died. As long as I suffer, Qi Tian will destroy the 7th level gate. The little king was out of drama, and his father saw Naluo Yantian. Everyone thought vigorously. The throne died, and Yewei returned. I'd rather kill Bidudi Township and have land than be killed by this close restoration.
Today, I fought with the calendar and French pen of the clothes brush and killed each other. When the 2 pairs ascended to heaven, Little Pig King each shot and drove Chung Barelele Anma was late. When the key barrier wanted to fight, the Loyan Antenna Brahmin fell to the bodies. Yilupi and Luoye held the 3 claims in his hands and carried them out with him. Those from our 10 doors told Yu Bian that he should not enter this door. It is said that passers-by refers to things entering the middle of the Brahmin. I have come here from afar. The gatekeeper asks the Brahmin where the milk comes from. Brahmin said, I am the king of the moon, and the great immortal came from there, and the 10-headed doors went to the powerful Asuro net. There are Brahmins in Bayan today, and they have made mistakes and omissions. Second, when I came here, King Atharo's words made people come here. Why are they in vain? The gatekeeper said, I don't know what I need now. Yun and Dali King Asura said that he went to change things, and the Brahmins who came to guard the gate were forbidden to be called red, so the Brahmins were imprisoned. Among them, Dali King Asura Janyi and the other Dali King Asura on the throne were transferred to Venus. In the middle report, Dali Asura Mesh. Now this Brahmin is his wicked person, and came here to decide to destroy. Why can time be straight? Tell me that what I am confined to this point is the river of clouds. At this time, when Naluo Yantian heard this doubt, his mind thought to lie down and give it without repetition. Today, the handicapped man has destroyed me, and I am strongly at the mouth of Asolo's rock nest. When Shu asked that it is a Brahmin Yan. Today I want to ask me to tell me the 2 Asolo Brahmin romance from the past. In terms of the 2 parts, I will be the 3rd part of Yuqing.
Jinping was awarded to the High Rock. However, the Brahmin hiding did not appear, and then Venus told King Asura, when you suffer the consequences of bad karma, Lu Yantian appeared with the sword, wheel, bow, and arrow in hand. King Dali Atholo suggested Zhang Huang stand up.
I have been together for a long time. Now when Yunhe is, I would rather help the poison. But when Luo Yantian is bad, there are only 2 tribes, let alone there. The cloth bag 3 parts, but the immortal promised me that the current Yunhe Naro Yan Yan King Jin should follow the 10 great Li I taught. King Atholo rolled his eyes and I was as I taught. Naro Yan said, milk 12. Dali Athulo, death said, I was like this when I said.
This statement shows the emperor's unwavering heart. I am a Brahminist practice. West Street destroys all treasures and clothes. The new thinking of the hardware body is located in the West according to the Brahmin Dharma. But the benefits of the vast master are dark and disrespectful enough. My family members with golden diseases are attached to the private iron cave and suffer great distress. Amy in Avalokitesvara, my golden turtle hospital, asked us to praise such suffering, saying great compassion, lotus flower. The top, Amitabha saves all sentient beings. People who suffer seek peace and happiness bodhisattva to appear. The earth is bright in the Qing realm of the sun. Zhaoju's friendship corresponds to the temple, like Rui Mani Fort protecting it. And Heng said the 6 paramitas called Yang Justice became famous and horrible. Everyone is free from such evil and happy in Zhu Yu King West Street.
If a person thinks that a great citizen should be reborn in bliss, see the Tathagata's infinite life, hear the wonderful Dharma, and prove the silent facts, Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva Mohisattva and King Asura of Dali receive their breast stasis and become Buddhas. The star of the Ku is enough to do good deeds in the world, and it is a metaphor for her husband, heaven, man, teacher, Buddha, and the world-honored breast. After all this, King Asuluo Ruyu, when the old Buddha in Laixi Street killed all friendships, when greed and anger were victorious, King Asuluo Wensi received the record, and he fell with treasures and heavenly views. When I hesitated to travel to Seoul, Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva spoke to King Asuro of Dali, saying that I'm surrounded by laws and should heed local customs. Even if people are impermanent and illusionary, they struggle to transform their lives into 9 treasures Confucianism, but I always harbor greed and gather great virtue. People of Ayu Nubi in the New Tang dynasty originate from an ancient source and the big Buddha singing Philharmonic. Parents, wives, and Jews' family belong to such things. Although they love jade seen in dreams, they are faithful, yet unable to save each other. Kindness is difficult, and after adversity, I see the camp flow in the dragon cave, a fierce tree, and reflected red silk. Therefore, desire pushes one to tie the rope as new life begins. 10,000 people left Lufeng as the ancestral cutting festival of the mainland family, and there were countless blackbirds and extreme dogs, etc., and they suffered from it in the great hell. The first trip cooking mainland has a large thorn piercing the cup ladder many times. Regarding friendship, we created most karma and suffered greatly. In the Cloud River, food research and demon desire tell me I've never had a stone bead from Zilai or pursued life's hidden grammar. I've never circled the pagoda like a stone bead. Human structure shows my guilty account. In the impure belief of Buddhists, Dharmas and monks, they always stay away from the desire to tell them, as if they were self-created, and all kinds of bad karma and gold suffering will be read in advance, so they will lock the path with the net of sinners, and when they stand in front of them, they will study Wang Yan's milk and go to Yebao. The fact grinds the jade group to take the sinners and fall to the black rope hell. The sinners are thrown into the ground one by one, and the machine enters the prison. Each sinner has 100 guns, and we stab his body without dying. There are 200 guns that actually sashime him. After his life is alive, there are 300 guns. When he stabs deeply, his life is immortal. When he is put into a big fire pit, he is no longer dead. And then he puts a hot iron pill into his mouth, swallows his lips and fingers for lewdness and his throat, sucks and burns it to pieces, and then he transforms into exchange. Tell Dali King Asuro that sushi is bitter, but I can save the milk alone. Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva is strong enough to drink sattva. King Asuro said past hardware surpasses today's opportunities. The fact that the Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva emits countless variegated lights, the so-called cyan light, yellow light, red light, white light, boji plus color light, golden light, etc. In front of the king's tail shooting blessings, there is a celestial dragon trying to insert Luosha, and it is said that there are countless first-order gatherings of Bodhisattva moksha in the West Street gatherings, such as Hura Goose Disease Shuren. So there is a Bodhisattva named Void Burial in Zhongzhong, getting up from his seat, dressing up his clothes, showing his right shoulder and the right west pillar, respectfully clasping his palms together, like a Buddha, and saying to the Buddha, the world honored. Now, where does this light come from? The Buddha told good men that this light is related to freedom. The Bodhisattva seems to be light in the Acero Palace in Dali. Second, he said that the real void burial of the Bodhisattva is dignity. How is it convenient to see the Bodhisattva? The Buddha told good men that the Bodhisattva is better than the Bodhisattva. Come here.
When the Bodhisattva came out of the Asuro Palace in the Dali, there was suddenly a heavenly temple flower tree and a heavenly robbery wave tree in the Chituo forest garden, and there were countless heavenly immortal temple variegated villages. There were hundreds of kinds of pearls and cherry blossoms falling on the eyes and fish species.
In the future of the orphan in Jinhei, Buddha told the good man that the Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva served from Prince Atsero in Dali, and there was a place named Darkness. No one can reach the good man than the darkness. When the sun and the moon are bright, there are wishful treasures and brightness. There are tens of millions of pillars to be inserted. Then I saw the Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva in prison, and I rushed with joy.
Lying is free, and the Bodhisattva bowed his head for instruction. Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva wants to save all sentient beings and works with the heavenly gold treasure lion. So the Bodhisattva asked for tea and Dharma milk and listened to King Yuanbao's 14 sentences in the Great Sincerity Sutra.
Speaking of uprising, heart and thinking, so offered, there is no limit to good men, all ministers. I can count the number of good men. If there is this, the big city is solemn and guarantees the king's sutra, and I can accept and hold the merits obtained by 1 or 4 sentences, but I can't count its quantity, as if all the water in a sea. I can count its 11 drops of trees. If there are sutras, I can accept and hold the merits obtained by 1 or 4 gatherings, but I can't count its quantity. If the 12 Chinjya and the Sandats Tathagata should be gathered in one place in the 12 verses of the Sutra of Enlightenment. Clothes, food, decoction, and medicine were based on resources and offerings from Master Feng, such Buddhas, and the amount of merits is such. In a dark place, I cannot do good deeds. Men from 4 continents, and each chair, lives in a city house. I rely on rituals and monasteries, where thousands of men gamble with heavenly gold treasures. Merits from offerings on West Street on the 1st are not as good as this. In the Sutra, I can accept and uphold the merits obtained. A good man is as popular as my big congratulations when he meets the sea, and I am close to the poor. If there are 4 journalists who can throw this great success. Soho Fu's popular clothing has endless 10 strokes to be inserted into the words of Rakshasa by Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. If sentient beings can express this great success sutra, the merits will be extremely bright. Merits and martial arts gained by a good man in Yunhei are limited. Writing this sutra, it will be useless to write 84,000 Dharma collections. Surrounded by Yanchanzi, all other enemies will naturally ups and downs. If anyone can sing it, recite the name of this scripture. Make people quickly free from the pain of reincarnation, away from old age, death, and distress. This is the place where a mermaid is born. She can rely on her destiny. Her body always has the fragrance of a bull's head dipped in a pool, and her mouth can taste the smooth fragrance of a clear lotus. It is worse than a pearl. Rakshasa has encountered those who stay in the country. Some may say this, and they wish the Bodhisattva to be like this, and don't go anywhere. In this dark place, gambling on soccer matches with sky's golden treasures. When the Bodhisattva Moksha told me to win countless friendships and receive orders, the Bodhi rice desire is stupid. When the pig wants to insert the Rakshasa and bow his head, wander with a branch of his hand, and think about it. If you do this, the golden Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva Mo and Sattva's tongue will be gone. Who can explain subtleties for us later? The Judge Freedom Bodhisattva Moksha then went worse than Jew. Luoxi Street sends Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva Moksha to tell Confucianism and others at any time, and returns to his place with the sound of predestination. 10 plants need to be inserted into Rakshasa's head and stationed in face of Geographical Officer Zizai Bodhisattva Moksha, enough to return to original place. The sarcophagus, Zizai Bodhisattva Moksha, like flame rising into the void. Looking at sky, it is better than Brahman's body appearing in sky. There is a heavenly sun among heavens, who covers his ears in famous temple. But what the Bodhisattva saw when he tasted the poor sushi, and suffered from bouldering the stone official, the Brahman's body was the way of the emperor. He used his high words to nest in the magic machine, and trapped the guests for 10 strokes. The emperor dropped his breath. You tell the Brahmanyan, I am ashamed of having nothing to offer Luomenyan. I must give each other what I need to attack, and even share less. The emperor raised him into the palace to search the ball. Rich ensures enterprise is full of middle, but it has not yet eaten or diet, and it has been extended to temple. It is pair of emperor's thoughts that should be full of achievements, and win 10 strokes. Today, Brahmin outside this gate decided to regard him as an incredible person, which made me be blessed by book leader. So I invited Big Brahmin to enter 7 palaces, to eat and drink in auspicious heaven of temple in pool, so as to offer sushi, and curse and complain about happiness and longevity together.
10. Where did sages come from? Brahmin Yan, I came from great Sutra of Kita woods. Brahmin Yan, I came from one another. Yunhe Brahmin who asked Yanbi told Yanbi ji Tuolin Jingshe.
Riding the earth is pure and appears. The demon Nibao village ends. The right limit is various signals and simulated treasures. The right limit is all kinds of preservation. There are precepts, virtues, majesty, and wisdom. Countless people appear. Among them there is a Buddha named Shefu Tathagata, so the holy heaven's residence changes. 10 strokes of the emperor's white words, the sage canal, the great Brahmin, moved to the emperor and said, "Only heaven, only man." The sage Yu Jin Yun and the Brahmin appeared, said, "I am neither heaven nor man. I am a bodhisattva to save friendships." The sword receives orders. Tai Po mentioned it, so the son of heaven thought about the sacrifice, used the temple of heaven to protect customs, solemnly supported his son as the wind of the pond. I wanted to get the emperor away from the fields today. The fish and fruit will be rewarded. So the son of heaven said that when the driver was rowing, he was angry. Then when Polemon was rowing, Tiangong went to the country of Shizi, stood in front of the Zhu Rakshasa girl. Her appearance was sparse and strange. Zhu Lucia's female sword is tolerant, wants a new martial arts, so she is close to her, but she can be my husband. I'm a virgin, but come here for my husband, the golden rooster. I mistakenly go like a person without a master, but I can be the Lord. Another example is a hint before it happens. I have an abundance of food, clothes. It is very suitable for Guoyuan Pul Gao Rakshasa girl. You should listen to what I said today. Rosa girl is so. She only wants the clouds and rivers. I will tell you about the 8-foot Dao Dharma for her breasts. I will get fruit. Those who have met Liu Kingdom and 1 Eli Kingdom. Wu is greedy, angry, ignorant, can't afford to endure hardships, and have no intention to kill. I am extremely happy with Dharma, and willing to help you. If I really live, I myself will live today. Therefore, Rosa girl did not accept bad karma, and accepted the lion pot of Avalokitesvara, Bodhisattva, Mo, and Sattva, but went to the great city of Paranai to see if there were tens of millions of kinds of insects in the evil place to be cured. The Bodhisattva, who lived in the official, was to save and hide from sentient beings, so she wanted to say such a cloud in her mouth, so that Mome Tuo could also leave the insects and become thoughts with what they heard. Then, like the mountain wind rushing with goods in the Vajra wisdom land, all destruction becomes rebirth in paradise, all of which are the Bodhisattva's temple with the same name. There must be friendship, except for the big city of Paranai, and Net Mogatogwo Shibi Junior High School Tiankang. He is over 20 years old, the sword extremely distressed. Everyone knows his force. He goes deep into the facts, views the Bodhisattva with live ammunition. Various river language of the Bodhisattva in Shiguan Zizai. First, make peace with Zesusi, then give all kinds of ki. My brother is full of food and drink, but has not yet eaten 10 strokes in the winning position. When everyone is full, he has good speed and other things, so he can satisfy people's needs. The head country of the stone demon family is shocked that it has never been heavy, so they gather in one place to record a gathering and make an oath. Yu Jinyan and heaven are powerful. According to the proportion, there is one person, the eldest this year. His body is on the shoe, his staff on the side. This person's lifespan is not hundreds of thousands of heavens. Death is not the power of heaven. Through limitation, it is the realization of the divine power of Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. Compared with Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva and the country, Shri can appear. This is why Ji said, the divine power of Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva's merits and virtues is a beacon. Yang Yanchi wins the micro-seat note. Those who can be punished are that the river is not where it is afraid, giving orders to suffer unnecessary illness, suffering for medicine, having money to be parents. In Abhihel, sentient beings make the way to see nirvana. What can bring all friendships in the world is merits, benefits, happiness and wealth. Some people think that it is the Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. The world should stay away from all the sufferings of reincarnation. Everyone hears it and says, it is good. If anyone can schedule an appointment in front of the lane, they will set up 4-way slowdowns. The world that always offers fragrant flowers to Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. When Laird turns the wheel, the Holy King Sibao Kru's golden inscriptions, treasures, jewelry, female treasures, hidden treasures, guests, virtues, these 7 treasures. If a wealthy person offers to the official Freedom Bodhisattva with 1 slip, he is a human being and should stretch out to the temple, following the place where he was born. It can reach perfection, hence it is said that Guanzi lies in the merits and divine power of the Bodhisattva. Each of the people in the stone pearl returns to the person who locks up the first aid. When the Dharma has returned to an ear, the Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva rises to the void. So I thought, I haven't seen Tailshu Furu for a long time. Now, when the arrow and pen of the world honored in the forest monastery of Chituo, the Bodhisattva Avalokitesvara goes to the way to compare the sutra, and sees whether there are tens of millions of heavenly dragons who want to insert leaves into Dharma Asurabuna and the non-human rich. When tens of millions of bodhisattvas gather in detail, the bodhisattva buried in void said to the Buddha that the world-honored sutra came here and told the good man that he was self-observation. When Sanmo drank and praised, the bodhisattva in the void lived indifferently. So Guanzi sat on the left when the bodhisattva circled the Buddha 3 times. But he expressed his condolences to the world-honored. He was like a painter with no good man's breast in a fish place. In the studio, I thought it was like this. When such sentient beings need to bury the bodhisattva's literary and artistic heart, it has never been strange in my heart. Acting only for sentient beings, the bodhisattva stood in front of Avalokitesvara at this time and asked about the incomparable old words of Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. The lawsuit is saying that I am not tired and ask for a moment. However, when I was staying at that time, the world-honored was a good man and listened to me. If a good man is a bodhisattva, he should first practice the paramita without giving, and then practice this way to hold a bitch's breast and improve his strength. The density of Lubel Polo is obtained in this way, and it is complete. It is said that the judiciary has suddenly helped the stone proportion, and will be returned to the original place one by one, which is easier to return to the original blessing sand than the bodhisattvas.